Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Matsobane Mokolo, and in this channel I share career advice. I share study tips about CIMA, useful tips about studying CIMA, and I share my lifestyle content there and there. I also have another channel that I recently opened where I share my day-to-day life. I also do story times if you like story times, mostly based on my life as a student, university, my workplace experiences, and other things out of those two. So I'll link my other channel details in the description box so that if you are interested in that kind of a content, you can go ahead and subscribe and watch the videos that I posted so far. So thank you guys for tuning in today's video. In today's video, I will be talking about a career versus a job. So someone may ask, what's the difference between the two? Someone that I know and admire so much used to say that a lot of people have jobs, but not a lot of people have careers. So so I will be getting into that and how you can have a career instead of a job. So let's just get into that without wasting any more of your time. So when you have a job, you go to work Monday to Friday, and if you're working 8 to 5, you make sure that you are at work by 8, and by maybe 5 to 5 or 2 minutes to 5 you're packing your things so that by 5 you'll be out of there. So you do what's expected of you and get paid for what you're doing. That's all that matters to you. You do what you get paid for and you get paid. You're not worried about tomorrow unless there's a restructuring, because that might threaten your main goal of getting paid at the end of the month, or your job security in a way. But when you have a career, you are being strategic about your every move. That question that they ask you at the interview about where do you see yourself in 5 years, you don't just answer it because it's been asked. You are intentional about that. In 5 years, you want to be at a certain position, and you have an actual plan on how to get there. So I'll give you an example. I once mentioned that I did not become a CIMA member by doing articles. So let's say in your current position, you are being strategic. So there's certain competencies that you know that you need. So you're getting closer to the people who are doing that kind of a job. You're making sure that you excel in your current job. You are freeing up some time so that you can assist in that part of the finance, so that you can get certain competencies. You actually have a time frame, because that's how goals work. So when you have a goal, when you have a strategy of where you want to go, you have to have a time frame to say, by this amount, let's say in 3 years time, I want to be a fully qualified CIMA member. How do I get the competencies that I need for me to be a CIMA member in 3 years? So you have a plan. So I have a plan to work in this part of finance for the next let's say a year. So that when a position becomes available in that part of finance team, you can actually think of me, because I would have experience of working in that part of finance, as also with the experience that I have. So that gives me an advantage. I'm already within the company, because I know most companies they prefer to hire internally than externally. So that gives you an advantage to say, okay, I'm getting this experience. Also, let's say a position of a supervisor, or let's say maybe you are working in accounts payables and you volunteer to work as well in accounts receivable. Let's say a position comes of someone who will be leading both teams. So you're someone with experience in both teams, so you can easily get that position. So if you're working towards that kind of a position, you look at yourself and like, okay, which areas am I lacking? Which experience do I not have? How can I get there while I'm in this position? Get closer to people in that part of finance that I want to work in, showcase my skills, volunteer there and there, so that when the position becomes available, they think of me first. So let's say you want to do that in the next 3 years. So you are getting that exposure. Even in 3 years, if you're not getting that position within the company, you have that experience on your CV. You are able to apply outside and get the same kind of position that you are looking for, because you have the experience on your CV that you've done this, and that. So basically, this is the difference between a career and a job. So you have a plan. After attaining this goal, what's your next goal? After how long do you want to attain that goal? What are you going to do now in between that time for you to be able to achieve that goal that you want to achieve? So basically, that's the difference, guys. I once mentioned on this channel that I once took a risk during COVID and took a contract role over a permanent role, because I had a plan. I needed certain competencies for me to apply. For me to qualify as a CIMA member. So having taken that permanent role, I would be doing everything that I've done before. I wouldn't be learning anything new. I'd just be doing what I've done before. That was not going to give me any competencies, but I knew what I needed to do or what I wanted to achieve, and that specific contract job was going to allow me that. There was a bonus. The fact that the contract position paid more than the permanent role, that was a bonus for me. But my goal was to get there, get the competencies while on contract, qualify as a CIMA member. Then that would be an added advantage on my CV and in the job market. Then I'll be able to secure a permanent role as a qualified CIMA member. So that's career planning for you. So you know where you're going, you know the time frames, your every move is strategic. Hence, you'd find people in the job market where someone was working in a different department, but then they move and go and work in a different department. Let's say you move from being in sales to finance, for example, and when you get there, you're an intern. So you probably moved from earning a lot of money. Now that you are studying part-time while working, you are also getting your experience in finance while earning less money if you can afford it, and building towards what you want, like changing careers. So some people may be like, oh, why would you change from a higher position in this function to this function and go and be an intern? But someone knows what they want. They know that it will help in their transition. So basically, from moving from a certain function or career to another one. So people make a lot of different decisions that some people may find questionable, but with a certain goal in mind to achieving a certain career goal. So basically, some of the things I did not say them for the first time, but career wise, for example, if you are someone who wants to qualify as a CIMA member watching this video, and you are thinking, I won't be able to get my competencies within the company that I'm working for because of the company structure. People actually take risks. Someone moves from a certain company on a permanent position to go and work on a contract role just to get certain competencies for them to reach a certain goal, career goal. So that's the difference, guys, between a career and a job. I do hope that you guys found this video to be helpful. If you're a non-finance person, obviously the examples that I made may not make as much sense to you, but you do get the gist of it, of how to plan for your career, how to plan for your next move, career wise, in whatever field that you are in, so that you won't just have a job, but you have a career. So thank you so much guys for watching. I do hope that you found this video to be helpful. If you did, please remember to like, comment and subscribe before you leave. It really does help the channel to grow. If you know someone who can find this video helpful, please share it with them, so that we can grow our channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I think in 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, I would like to post a video that would be based on false job advertisement, and false job advertisement not in a way that a company posts a job that does not exist, but a company posting a job that exists but with job responsibilities that do not exist. So if you've ever applied for a job, passed the interview, got a job offer, but when you got to the company, you did not do the things that the job description said that you were gonna do, like maybe you did 2% of that or 20% of that and you were not fulfilled, that's still job advertisement. So you can DM me on Instagram on how you dealt with that, so that we can help other people with our experiences. So I'll do a video about that. You can also DM me on LinkedIn, so, and also specify if you want me to share the details here with the company name that you work for and your details, or anonymously. So thank you guys. I hope to see you in my DMs on either Instagram or LinkedIn. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Bye.